Unheard of.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Unheard of, the show with big opinions and even bigger beards. And thank you guys for joining us this week because we had our 2 week summer break the last couple of weeks. So I know you guys are itching and thirsting for some more Unheard of. So we got another episode coming at you. I am Arthur, and my co-host over on a side of me is Jerod. And this week we have a good friend and hopefully new friend of the show, Leo. So
What's up?
yeah. Um, Jerod, how's your 2 weeks been?
It's been
What have you been
great.
up to?
We had family in, my sister-in-law Tia and her husband and their kids were all here for a week. They got to see some cool stuff in Colorado that they hadn't seen before. I passed that certification that I was telling everybody about on the last episode. So now I've got no more studying, at least for the next month until I decide what I'm going to do next, I guess. And man, life has been going pretty good. I will tell y'all a story about something that happened over the break, but I want to get to everybody first. So I'll defer it to you and ask
All
how
right.
your week was, and then Leo. So
All right. My 2 weeks have been really good. I've been just taking some time, chilling, hanging out with the fiance, hanging out with the family. Um, nothing too new with me, just been cooling. Um, yeah. What about you, Leo? I mean, you're new to the show, so I mean, I guess your 2 week break has been pretty much the whole break that we've had.
Whole life.
I mean,
Yeah.
the whole time we've had this whole show. So I guess introduce yourself to the people, and
Yeah,
yeah.
I got you. So yeah, my name's Leo. But these last 2 weeks have been pretty fun actually. I went to see Thor Love and Thunder on a solitude date. So it was just by myself and then I went shopping afterwards. But prior to that, I actually went to a winery and that was really fun too. So in North Georgia. So that was my last 2 weeks. And so this weekend I kind of wanted to do a lot more resting and all that good stuff. So
Nice.
man,
yeah.
let me tell
All
y'all
right, now,
something.
now we're back to you, Jared.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with going to the movies by yourself. I do it all the time, and I'm married. It's just sometimes my wife doesn't want to see the movies that I want to see, so I go alone. But
Completely agree.
I haven't gotten to that point yet with Odessa. Like sometimes it takes a little bit of convincing. She doesn't like to go to horror movies, so I
Yeah.
end up having to see that with other people. But like usually I'm like, yo, let's go see this movie, and she's like, okay.
So on top of the Love and Thunder, I do want to go see Nope, but I don't have a sitter. But Nanny's coming into town in like a week and a half, so probably just gonna wait for her to be here, and then me and Tiff are gonna go check that out. Um,
That's a good one.
oh,
I'm hearing
but
some good stuff about it.
yeah, I hear it's really good. But anywho, so basically, you guys know how Reddit has this thread, basically, am I the a-hole, right? Well, during our 2 week break, I went to go get a haircut, a straight razor shave, and I like to go to barber schools because it's cheap and you can't really mess my hair up, right? I'm just going bald every single time. So I scheduled an appointment for July 4th weekend. All right. Um, Scheduled an appointment on their website for a straight razor shave, which I've had there at this school before, so I know they do it. But I get there and nobody's there. Like the shop is locked up, and I know that they have a partnership with the actual barber shop by the same name in town. So I call the barber shop. I'm like, "Hey, is the school closed today?" Because I had an appointment. They're like, "Oh, I don't know why nobody's there. Let's send somebody." I was like, "Okay, cool." So they sent somebody. This person comes 30 minutes later after my appointment, right? So I'm already kind of not in a good mood, but I'm like, all right, it's a barber school, relax, Jerod, be patient. And but this lady gets there and she cuts my hair. I say, yeah, I just need it bald. I scheduled a straight razor shave. She's like, oh, the students here don't do straight razor. I'm like, well, I've done it at least 2 times and it's on the website for you to be able to schedule a straight razor shave. She's
Mhm.
like, oh, well, we don't do it. She's like, I can't do it, but I can get you bald. I was like, whatever, just get me bald. And then the end of the appointment comes and she's like, all right, that's going to be, now this is where the a-hole part comes out, right? Because she's like, it's going to be $10, sir. And I'm like, hold up. All right, $10 is the straight razor price. You couldn't do straight razor. I want the general haircut price of $7. She's like, no, but I did this electric razor and it's a razor shave. I was like, but it's not a straight razor. I said, I can Google a straight razor right now and show you what it looks like. And I said, I've got a text message that says straight razor shave. I've got a Google email, like a email from my Google appointment that said straight razor shave. I was like, I'm not paying that extra $3 for something you didn't do. And she was like, sir, I cut you with a razor. It's pretty close to bald. And she like was calling her manager. I was like, it's not a straight razor though. It's not a straight razor shave. I said, you used an electric razor on my head, but you did not use a straight razor. And man, she was just going all at it with me. Somebody was walking in and they overheard this conversation where I'm getting pissed off over $3. And literally the woman could not even get the machine to work. So she's like, hey, can you come back in on Tuesday when we're open after the holidays to pay the $10? I was like, I'll come in on Tuesday and pay the $7. So I'm wondering, like, am I the bad guy here for caring that much about $3? Because technically I was supposed to get a service that I didn't get. Nobody was there. Door was locked. They showed up late and then they couldn't do the service that I had requested. So now Tiff told me I probably shouldn't have lashed out, and that I agree with, which is why I kind of felt bad. But at the same time, I'm like, well, if they can't do the service, why should I pay for it if I didn't get it?
Mhm. Mhm.
I,
I kind of agree
I
with
don't
that.
know. I agree with you to an extent, Jared. Like at one point, yeah, they didn't do the thing that you wanted them to do, and they said they didn't even have the capacity to do it.
Yeah.
But
But see, here's the
if it
thing. If
for
she would have
me,
just charged me the $7, I still would have gave her like a $5 to $7 tip. But because she wanted to argue with me about the service, I chose not to.
Yeah, how is I guess their nature when you like first were interacting with them? Did they like seem like they didn't even want to be there or like
Yeah, this lady was like, nobody showed up, so I closed up and went to the barber shop. I was like, but I had an appointment.
yikes, yikes, yeah. I'm sorry, no, that would get on my nerves, especially if it's like my money.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like if they
however,
didn't give you the service, like you definitely had a reason to be angry. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's like $3, you know. So like I would have been like,
that's
here's
true.
$3, and then I probably would have never booked with them again.
Pettily pays $10.
No, I technically I did pay $10, but when I came back on Tuesday, the guy there charged me $7, and I left like a $3 tip because I felt bad. I felt bad about how I acted, so I still gave like a $3 tip, and but then I did leave a 1-star review on Google because I was still so pissed off. So
There
I,
you go.
uh,
That 1-star review has a lot of impact. So
yeah,
Like if you ever thought to yourselves like, man, I wish I could have been in a room over here in a conversation to where like really important things have happened or something like that, or like maybe they're signing the Declaration of Independence or anything like that. Like I want to be in the room when Jared is going off on this lady who just cut his hair, and he's like, I'm not paying you $10. I'm not paying you $10. I'm not doing it. I want to
yes,
hear the whole straight razor conversation. I want to see just how mad you got at her.
she's literally, and I'm not one to typically lose my cool, right? But literally, she kept saying like, no, it's $10. It's a razor. And she's on the phone with her boss. I'm like, but it's not a straight razor, woman. Like literally, it's a difference. And
It's a
Fair.
somebody
razor.
was
It's a
walking
razor.
in and looking at me all weird because they were about to get a haircut from this person. And then here I am, like kind of berating her, but not really. I'm just trying to make my argument. And I was
Did you
like,
raise your voice?
yeah,
Oh my
I
lord.
imagine so.
because
I'm the type of person, if I get mad at customer service, I'm like, well then call your boss.
I
Because
mean,
I'm not doing it. And I'll just, I don't know, sit there.
it's not like I was asking to speak to her manager. She did that on her own. I'm saying
Uh,
you didn't give me a straight razor service. I'm not paying for it.
mhm,
So
mhm.
it was one of those weird moments because like in my mind I feel like I'm dead right on this issue. But at the same time I'm like I shouldn't have acted that way. But I know in my mind my intentions were right.
My intentions to not pay her $3 extra, right?
Yeah. So that was just like a fun little story. I just wanted to put it out there
Was she?
from the 2 weeks.
Here's another follow-up question. Was she there when you came back to pay?
No, no, and I actually because Tuesday we went to the airport to go pick up Tia and everybody. So I actually forgot about it until like Friday. And so when I showed up, it was some guy and I was like, "Yeah, I'm here to pay for like my service from last week." And he's like, "Oh, are you Jerod?" I was like, "Yes, I am." So I was like, maybe somebody knew about my appointment.
Oh my
Or
god.
maybe she was like, "This Jared guy is a total asshole."
Well,
So he's coming in and he's probably gonna be mad about having to pay $10 for his haircut.
there's already a bad stigma when it comes to white people and Karens. So I try not to go off on people, just because
Mhm.
I don't want to fall into that stereotype.
What
But I didn't get
What's
the
the guy
service.
name? What's the guy
yeah,
name?
what's the I was just about to say, what's the white male
Is it like
name
Chad?
Keith?
Karen and Chad. Yeah,
Uh,
man, it might be
I would,
Chad or something.
I would have to think it would be something that started with a K though.
I don't
Oh yeah,
know. I mean,
yeah.
they did turn Randy Marsh into a Karen on the recent South Park special.
Oh
Uh,
really?
that one was actually pretty good on Paramount Plus. So yeah, that was my little story.
This happened on the 4th, you said?
It happened on like the second. It was like the
Oh, okay,
weekend
okay.
everybody was celebrating.
That's right, that's right. Okay.
So if they would
I
have
was gonna
just
say you
put
can't do that on the 4th. I don't know. There's like an
no,
unspoken rule of being nice to people who are working on the holidays, you know?
yeah, I wouldn't have done it if it was the fourth, but it was like a couple days before,
Mm-hmm.
and when I showed up, it was already locked down. So I was like, well, the website didn't say they were closed. It made me like it let me make an appointment. So
Mm-hmm.
uh yeah, it was one of those weird things where I was like, I cannot believe I'm having an argument about this and I feel bad, even though I also feel right. But that's how we are, I guess. But enough about me. There's quite a few things we got to get to. We had the thunderous, riveting conversation of me at the barber school, and now we're going to get into the thunderous, riveting conversation of Thor, Love and Thunder. So,
It's
all
a
of
10 out of
us,
10 transition, Jared.
thanks, man. We all of us have seen the movie. It's been out for a few weeks. Um, and I probably have a little bit of a hot take on it, but just for that reason alone, I'm gonna let Leo go first, man, and tell us what
is
you
this
thought
like
about the
a
movie.
is this a spoiler
Oh yeah.
free?
No, it's spoiler
No, no,
heavy.
yeah.
We
If
Okay,
y'all haven't seen the
gotcha.
movie,
It's your fault.
just keep forwarding
yeah,
until we're on
it's
something else.
we talk about spoilers all the time on the show. So like
Okay, I'm
we
like, all
try,
right.
if it's something big and like it like literally just came out and we are talking about it like maybe in the same weekend or something, we don't really give too much spoilers. But this movie's been out for a few weeks now, so yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
yeah. At this point,
Yeah, it's their fault.
see it. Go watch it. um, okay, I actually really liked Love and Thunder. I'm not the biggest Thor fan, and all the Marvel movies, especially the ones specific to the Avengers, like Thor wasn't my top. And after seeing this one, I don't know, it felt nostalgic. I really liked some of the style of the movie. And I don't know, there's some really badass moments. And there was points where like, that whole scene where the kid, he gives some of his power to the kids. and they get powers, and it's like this whole like badass little fighting scene. I don't know. I felt like as a kid, if I would have saw that, I would have been like, oh wow, this is so badass. Like
Yeah.
that, like I don't know. It was such a dope scene for me. So I say I would give it like an 8 out of 10, only because there's a predictability factor to it, like to the plot, that I feel like, all right, I guess it's a PG-13 movie. So yeah,
And a Marvel
that's
movie,
my thoughts.
so the hero has to save the day at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed myself watching the movie too. I kind of felt empathy for Gore in the movie. So in the beginning when he and his daughter is dying and everything, and then the gods are over there having their little meeting in their oasis and having their party and talking about we basically don't give a shit about y'all, like y'all are here to worship us and nothing else, like if you guys die, I mean, screw it.
Yeah.
So I kind of get where Gore was coming from with all gods must die because they don't care.
Mhm.
And then when Thor gets to omnipotent city, that's that right?
I think it's just omnipotence or
Omnipotence.
omnipotency.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
When he gets there and then they're all having their godly meeting and Zeus is basically being a dick about all the humans and stuff, not wanting to save anybody. Like I
Right.
get I get where Gore's coming from. But like
Typical Zeus
yeah,
though.
this
It's a typical Zeus character type. You know what I
oh
mean?
yeah, oh yeah.
Except he had a skirt.
That's
That
true.
was kind of weird. I thought he could have been a dick and still have dressed like Zeus appropriately.
Does Zeus not usually wear skirts? What does he wear?
I mean, I'm sure
I
it's
feel
just
like
like
it's
more
more like,
armor
no, I thought Zeus was portrayed typically
in a
in
robe.
like those Greece or Grecian like robes. You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about? Like kind of like
Like
Well,
think of like the
that
Hercules
makes it more
movie.
like a dress then.
Yeah, but it's better than the armor on top and then a skirt. Like I would have been fine with a robe, but not the armor and the skirt, if that makes
Man,
isn't
I
that
sense.
like
guess. I guess.
I don't know. I don't know. He did look a little whack, but I mean he was a
He
whack god.
looked a little
Yeah.
So
whack. I like Russell Crowe as Zeus,
I,
but
I didn't say I didn't like him. I just didn't like his outfit. That's
yeah,
all I'm
fair
saying.
enough.
yeah.
His Greek accent
Um,
and everything else was pretty good.
yeah,
That whole
he
god
did
scene
really
though
good.
was so cool to see like different gods from all different type of cultures and like mythologies and stuff. Of like it kind of reminded me of like God of War a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And with the new series, just I don't know, like putting all the gods in the same universe. I'm like, oh, this is pretty dope. Like,
Yeah, dude. I like my favorite gods were the uh the god of or whatever god that is the same species as what is the rock
Korg.
character's name? Yeah, Korg. I like
Yeah.
I liked him. I like the little dumpling bow god. That was good.
that was
And
funny. That was funny.
I like their reference to Jesus, the god of carpenters,
Yeah.
or the carpenter god or whatever. That was good.
Oh, I didn't even
Um,
recognize that. Oh my gosh.
and Yeah, no, but I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was really funny. I didn't think it was as funny as Ragnarok. Um, but I mean, I've seen a lot of people say online that they kind of like sacrificed a good story for cheap jokes, and I mean, I really don't agree. I mean, I feel like it was very still kind of a heavy story with, Jane getting cancer and everything,
Agreed.
and kind of Thor trying to deal with all his loss, um, that he's experienced throughout all his years being an Avenger.
Mhm.
Um, but I mean, really funny, really overall great story. I like the fact that they brought Stormbreaker and Mjolnir. They gave them kind of sentience because Stormbreaker was really jealous that Thor was happy to see Mjolnir and all this stuff now. And I mean, I really thought the fights were badass. The the scenes with them and the what is it? I y'all gotta bear with me. I'm jumbling my words today. uh, and the dark,
Are you talking
the
about
black and
the
white
planet?
world. Yes,
Oh, the
Yes.
Shadow Realm.
the Shadow Realm. Yes,
Yeah.
there we go. I'm
That
sorry,
was
people.
just a complete
Um,
badass scene. That
yes,
was beautifully
that it's
done.
like all in black and white, and you know, their weapons kind of like showed their colors and everything whenever they got close to them and stuff.
Mhm.
That was really cool. I love the goats, those screaming ass goats in the movie. It was really good. Jerod, you just seem like you are not enjoying anything that I'm bringing up. So like, let's get to you.
I'm
Let's get to
enjoying
you. What?
I'm enjoying half of it.
Half of it. Um, let's get to you, Jerod. What did you like or not like about the movie?
All right, so everybody knows that I had a hot take on Doctor Strange. If you listen to this show, where I thought it was one of the worst movies they've came out with, but
I agree to that.
I take it back. I think this movie is worse than Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness. And here's why:
Sheesh.
the visuals really, really good. Taika Waititi knows how to make a movie. Like the cinematography is amazing, but I do agree that this movie was way too funny than it needed to be. Like Ragnarok is like the good balance where he's kind of losing everything, but there's still a little bit of jokes in between. This one, I'm like, dang man, Thor is a straight up idiot. Like, hasn't this dude been alive for 2,000 years at this point? Like, uh, at least according to what they've said in Infinity War when he was like 1,500 years old or something like that. Um, my my and I only really say I put it below Multiverse of Madness now because this movie could have been way, way, way better if it would have been like 30 minutes longer. Like a 2.5 hour film would have been really good because we don't see Jane really turn into Thor, and Gore is called the God Butcher. You don't really see him butchering any gods in this movie. You see him kill the very first god, and then you see the aftermath of a battle that he was in, and then he loses in the end. Technically, well, he dies, but he doesn't really kill any other gods. So I'm like, dang, that scene at Omnipotence or Omnipotency would have been perfect for Gore to just walk up in there and just straight up massacre a bunch of gods. Like, I was like, that would have been a perfect thing for Gore to do in the film because I like the kid thing because in his mind he lost his daughter, so him kidnapping children makes sense to get Thor's attention. Uh, my only problem with the movie was that it was way too short, which to me made it bad because an extra 30 minutes, there could have been so much more story packed in there with Gore and Jane. And what about this crap about Valkyrie getting benched at the end, man? They
Oh yeah, that was
What's
out of
Marvel
nowhere.
doing?
I mean,
That was out of nowhere. And can't you say the same criticism though about Doctor Strange? What is the madness? What is it called? Madness,
Multiverse of
Yeah.
Madness.
Multiverse of Madness. Like, I feel like there was just so many different plot lines for that if that movie was longer, like we would have gotten more to know like America Chavez and all of that. So
Yeah, I mean, for that one, I kind of disagree just because the story of Doctor Strange really sucked to me. But
okay.
Thor Love and Thunder had a good story baked into it. It was just everything was moving so fast, if that makes
I agree
sense.
though with seeing some like what's his name, Gore killing more gods. I think that would
Yeah,
have been at least one more, especially that like those giant beasts where
yeah.
like Thor finds one of the Valkyries. Like that could have been a really badass scene. Like who knows what that would have turned out to be, right? So
But when he finds Sif in that battle and she's lost her arm, he literally cracks a joke about her arm going to Valhalla instead of her because she didn't die in the battle. I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, oh my God,
yeah.
this man is telling his best friend that she's probably not going to get into the afterlife because she didn't die in battle. I was like, that is messed up.
That is messed up. Yeah, she just looked away. She was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, that all right, I'll give you that. That was a little messed up. And I mean, of course, I would have loved to have this movie be a little longer, but
Oh, and the Infinity ice cream shop, that's messed up. If you
that
think
was
about it,
messed up.
half of their people lost their lives for 5 years and they made a joke about it, like by turning it into a Thanos Infinity ice cream shop in New Asgard. I was like,
Yeah.
dang, that's cold. I think, like I said, Taika knows how to tell a story, but they let him go a little too far with the humor in this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really like the fact that they had kind of turned New Asgard into like this huge tourist attraction
Yeah.
place. Because I mean, of course, that's where you get that that Thanos gauntlet ice cream shop.
I
Um,
mean, sounds like
but
capitalism.
yeah, right. And then you get the King, Valkyrie, making all these brand deals with all these companies and stuff
Yeah.
like that, are sitting in all these board meetings and everything, trying to basically make $1 off of New Asgard. But I
And
mean, I guess that
what about that joke after the battle where Gore kidnaps the kids? And they're like, we lost half of our people, or half our people are dead, half our soldiers. And Valkyrie's like, half of our people are always dead. I'm like,
that's true.
Jesus.
Are they? Oh, what's that one joke where Thor is like talking about? Um, he's like, I'm gonna come back with the children alive, or
Oh
something
yeah.
like that. Not like the dark times or something when we, used to eat children.
Yeah.
I was like, okay,
Yeah.
wow.
That's what I'm
This is
And
a
saying. It's
lot.
a little weird. Like he could have been, because you see like you see, in my opinion, you see the perfect balanced Thor in Ragnarok. And then
Mhm.
after he loses everything, the man is a straight up beast in Infinity War going after Thanos. And then at the beginning of Endgame, I kind of get the Endgame thing, drinks himself into oblivion, gets fat. But then I just kind of thought, well, he shouldn't be that funny now. He should still kind of be serious. Like he's going up against somebody that's basically threatening his life as well as other gods and people for that matter. I mean, he kidnapped kids, but uh, I don't know. Like I said, I think really it could have been better because
I,
it was a good story. It just didn't have enough time. Everything was moving so fast.
and to kind of speak on that, where you like maybe he should be a little serious after Endgame and everything. I think that the Guardians maybe had a lot to do with that too. That him still kind of being this humorous character, because I mean, the
Yeah,
Guardians are a humorous group. So I mean, has been with them for the past. I don't know how long this is after the end of Endgame, but
Mhm.
that little bit of time with them. So I mean,
Mhm.
I definitely like that intro
yeah.
with him
Do you think it's like
being with
Thor's
them.
way of being like, I don't know, like kind of being dismissive to dealing with his problems is like through humor?
I mean, it could be, but
It was a bit too much, but
he wasn't that cheesy. Like because in like in Infinity War, right? You get these weird moments where he's not trying to be funny, but he's technically funny. Like when he finds out Gamora is the daughter of Thanos and the guy who just killed half of his people, and he's like, I know what it's like to have like a murderous family member, and he's talking about Loki, and I was
Mhm.
like, he wasn't really trying to be funny, but he's funny because he's just talking about his life and
Mhm.
telling Rocket how he had to kill his sister and he thought his brother was dead a few times. And I'm like, that to me, right there in between Ragnarok and Infinity War is like the perfect Thor,
Mhm.
in my opinion. This one is like really, really cheesy.
Mhm.
I,
I
I
still
don't
think
know.
they did.
I'm not like trying to speak just the hugest of praises to this movie, but I really just enjoyed it. I just sat back and enjoyed the ride and didn't. I don't know. Like I mean, I didn't like think too much on it. Um,
It's it's like to me, I have this weird thing where it's all about like rewatch value too. Because to me, if I had like the top three movies during the Infinity Saga that I can just go back and rewatch any point in time and I'll have a good time watching the movie, I would say Infinity War, Thor Ragnarok, and probably the OG Iron Man. Like those three movies to me are really, really good that you can just go back watch anytime. But like I don't see myself ever wanting to watch like Love and Thunder again. Like it wasn't that good of a movie to me.
Interesting. I'd buy it.
I mean, I
I
would
mean, it's going to be on Disney
definitely,
Plus, so I'll have it. But
I'd definitely
Yeah,
rewatch
yeah,
that
okay.
movie a bunch. I rank it as like rewatchability wise, probably one of my top three of either movie or TV show that's came out in this in
dang.
this um in this phase.
Okay, in this phase, I'll give that to you. Like, it's one of the better things in this phase. I'm just talking about like overall. I didn't think it was that great.
I mean, yeah, like I said, I didn't think it was better than Ragnarok, but I mean, I would definitely still have it. Maybe I don't know about top 10 because there's a lot of Marvel stuff.
Yeah,
I don't
Doctor
know, man.
Strange, the first Doctor Strange is probably in my top 10. I really like that one.
The first Doctor, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Winter
But
Soldier, that one's up there.
oh yeah, that
I
might be
haven't
my
seen the Winter
favorite one.
Soldier.
Whoa,
You
that
I
might
think
be
know
my favorite
that's my
MCU movie.
take. That's my
you?
take. I don't know. I've seen like WandaVision, Miss Marvel. I don't know why I haven't seen. You're talking about the Disney Plus show, right?
No, no, the
No,
No, the
movie.
movie. Oh, okay, okay. The movie
yeah,
I've seen. The movie I've
that's
Yeah,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but we're talking about
seen.
Captain
Okay,
America, Winter Soldier.
okay,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha. No,
Um,
I've seen that movie. Of course, I've seen that. Yeah,
oh yeah.
but I'm gonna have to say, uh, freaking WandaVision and like I have a love-hate relationship with the Multiverse of Madness, but WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness are probably like my favorite from the Phase 4 Marvel Phase 4 plan, and um just WandaVision kind of going back to like old style of film and using different techniques. That's one thing that I really like about Disney and their Marvel movies is kind of getting creative and how they use the camera. So I don't know. Those are my faves. But
I got you. So I guess the question is, so we've all seen did we all watch the ending credit scenes, the two scenes?
Yeah.
with Hercules and what was the other one?
The other one was with Jane,
In
you
Oh yeah,
know,
yeah,
Valhalla.
getting to
Valhalla.
Valhalla and everything. I actually do have a complaint with the movie, and if my complaint is Heimdall looked really weird in that scene. I don't know why.
That looked like something that looks like the Avengers shawarma scene where they decided let's film this like 2 weeks before the movie premieres.
Yeah,
And Idris Elba probably just had to put on some wig really quickly and wasn't fully ready.
it didn't look good.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, Axel's head too.
Oh, the
I
CGI.
didn't, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't like that either. But other than that, like those technical things, like I really enjoyed it. But my question is, what do you guys think that is next for Thor? And let's keep it nice and concise.
Nothing. He's he's one of the OGs, and I like that he got a fourth movie because his first two films weren't really the greatest. So the fact that he's been able to kind of, get some better screen time was really good. But no, it's time to pass the baton. Just like Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, it's time to let it go. We're
Okay.
moving into these next phases.
What about you, Leo? What's next for Thor?
I mean, there has to be a reason why they put Hercules at the end of that movie. So I think it might be like another situation where he's fighting a god or something from mythology. That's what I think.
Yeah, I
And
definitely.
I think
Oh, sorry.
Jane. I think Jane is just. I saw speculation that like, oh, she's in Valhalla, she's gonna try to come back. I'm like, nah, she's dead. Like,
Yeah.
let her be dead. Don't bring her back to the world's problems because that's not fair.
I think maybe if Thor does get another movie, then yeah, it would either be the retirement, or so he could be with Love, or the death of Thor and him going to Valhalla. So I think that's probably what's gonna be next for Thor is him getting into this whole thing with Hercules, and maybe Hercules then taking kind of over as this huge god um hero in the MCU.
Or
So
villain.
or
True.
villain.
It
But I
doesn't
mean
look like
he
is
uh
sending him there to do good.
well yeah, but in the comics and everything, uh Hercules has been a hero. So
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, and final point, how funny was it that technically Jane's on her deathbed, and just to get Thor to have Gore make a good wish, she's like, "Yeah, Thor will watch your kid." Like even though even though I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
be dead,
kind of threw the kid onto Thor at the
it,
end there, but I mean, it worked out.
it was kind of foreshadowed because I think Korg says early in the movie, "I think Thor would make a good dad." Like,
yeah,
but
yeah. That's what I
yeah,
said. That's why I was like, oh, this is predictable.
yeah,
There's a predictability factor to the plot line. I was like, oh, of course he's gonna revive his daughter. Like,
yeah.
that's definitely gonna happen. Like, he's not gonna kill our gods. What chaos will that create?
Um, yeah. Overall, 2 out of 3 think it was a great movie. And without further ado, we're just gonna stick with comic book stuff, and we are going to move into Hall H at San Diego Comic Con and talk about all these announcements that we got for the latest and greatest Marvel projects. All right, now keeping up with everything we've heard through Comic Con this past week, I'm just going to ask y'all, what do you think out of all the announcements is probably the most exciting one?
So I'll give two answers. One answer will be for my phase 5 for phase 5, and then one will be for phase 6. So the thing I'm most excited for in phase 5 is probably Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. Either that, it's kind of a tie between that. I'll call it a three-way tie now that I'm looking at it. That Guardians of the Galaxy and Blade. Like, hopefully in this Blade movie that they kind of give a no holds barred, like kind of, R-rated, like the other movies were.
Yeah,
And I think Mahershala Ali is going to do really good as Blade. And of course, we all know that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be good. I'm ready to see what's going on next with Groot, and what I guess he's probably going to be that kind of like teenager still, maybe almost adult that we saw in Thor. But and Quantumania, I mean, I'm excited to see Kang again. Like,
a real one.
that's what's got me. Like, I'm ready to see badass Kang, the Conqueror, in in phase 5. And now I have to pull up phase 6, so be patient with me.
I think
Um,
they better have a post-credit scene in Guardians of Groot being like a full-grown adult again
oh
after
yeah,
this whole cycle that
hopefully,
they've done.
hopefully. Um, but phase 6, I guess it would be a tie between the Kang dynasty, of course, because Kang, and then the Fantastic Four, because um I'm ready to see what they'll do, because I mean, I enjoyed seeing John Krasinski as Reed Richards in Multiverse of Madness, and so hopefully if he can keep that role and they don't recast it, hopefully he does an even better job this time. And yeah, so that's what I'm really excited for. What about you, Leo?
Okay. So for phase 5, okay, honestly, this is hard. This is hard. I really liked. I'm gonna give you one from the Disney Plus, and then I'm gonna choose a movie from Disney Plus. I'm really excited for Agatha and the Coven of Chaos. Like, I'm a big ass fan of WandaVision, and Agatha. Like, there's a slight, it's like dark humor that from WandaVision that I appreciated, and I don't know. Also, the gays loved it, so I was just like, I'm ready. I'm so ready for Agatha, Coven of Chaos. And then for movies, I actually want to see Ironheart. I think that's a movie, right? That would be, or
I
would
think
that be a
it's
series?
I think it might be a show.
Oh no. Well, I would have to go with Guardians of the Galaxy too, because I like the series as well. And I love Groot, same reasons that Arthur was highlighting. So I guess, yeah, that would be what I'm looking forward to. I just want to give a shout out to Loki because that's also like it was just a really good first season, and I'm really interested to see how like the background, like the how things weren't supposed to go
Yeah.
affects the whole out. It feels like it's so central to all of what's happening in the Marvel like universes.
Loki was really good. And the fact that I think a second season is coming out, what is it, early next year? That's gonna be really
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Yeah, man, if I had a Disney Plus show that they announced that I was super excited about, it's Daredevil Born Again. Because man, Daredevil was so good on Netflix, but I'm really worried that Disney's gonna Disneyfy it. And I hope they don't because they said it's gonna be like 16 or 18 episodes, which is gonna
Mhm.
be
18.
crazy long. Um, well, crazy long for TV now. Um, I hope
Right,
I
right.
hope I hope they keep it like TV mature, like Netflix did. Because if not, I feel like they might ruin it. But oh well.
Are you
And
talking
what?
about like almost like no, like almost like HBO style Game of Thrones is like where they keep like the violence in it, but still have like a really good plot line?
No, I mean, like I want them to basically keep it the exact same as it was on Netflix.
Okay.
I want them to retcon the way that they just made Kingpin and Hawkeye basically being a cartoon character where he can get hit by cars and everything else and get right back up.
Okay.
Uh, because I want Kingpin to still be that ally that he can technically still get if he tries hard enough. Um, so they need to keep it grounded, is what I'm talking about, not unrealistic like they do from time to time with Disney. Um, I'm also really excited for the Kang Dynasty, and just because they did a really, really good job in Infinity War of giving Thanos a story. So I feel like the Avengers movie that focuses on Kang is going to be really good too, where we get a story about Kang. Um, I'm not excited for Captain America: New World Order, just because if you saw Falcon and the Winter Soldier, to me it was not great. It was
Yeah, it left a bad taste in my mouth.
a lot of pandering happened in that show, and you're like, oh look, there's a black Captain America, and then there's an audience waiting to clap for him every chance we get. So it was really weird. And then the fact that they called his movie New World Order, it it makes it sound really, really weird. I hope for Anthony Mackie's sake that movie's going to be really good. But God, what else? Yeah, I know Guardians is going to be good. I'm surprised none of y'all mentioned Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. That's coming
Well,
out
yeah,
this
but
year.
that's still phase 4 though.
Well, I know, but it's like new stuff. Finally we just got a trailer.
Oh
But
yeah, man. Like that trailer, it hit me in the heart, man. It hit me right here.
yeah,
Oh,
Like,
that's a good
especially
trailer.
that mural of T'Challa.
yeah,
Like, I mean, damn, man. I really I don't know. I guess technically what's gonna happen with his character, but I'm guessing, of course, he's gonna die somehow.
yeah. He's gonna die.
But hopefully they do him justice, and everything, everything will be kind of tasteful with his death.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it right. I really like the first Black Panther a lot. I like So we didn't mention this earlier with Thor and all the gods, but I like that Marvel is kind of weird in a sense to where your afterlife matters on which god you worship. Like it's not like there's just one. Like literally there's multiple afterlives depending on who you
Mhm.
worship, because you could go to Valhalla, you could go to God, what's the Egyptian one called from Moon Knight? But
I forget.
but literally there's like multiple afterlives, which I think is really, really cool
Yeah,
in that sense. And Black Panther, they kind of showed that anyways in the first one, where he meets all the former Black Panthers on the tree and then he gets to talk
Oh
with his dad.
yeah.
So
in the ancestral plane.
yeah.
But I think the biggest question of that trailer is who is the person that's in that Black Panther suit at the end?
It it almost, so I know everybody says it should be Shuri, but it kind of looked like a man in that. I mean, just the way the arms were, it didn't look like it fitted to a woman, if that makes sense.
So my theories. I mean, people have already had this discussion online. Um, is that when they threw Killmonger into the water at the end, that maybe Namor finds him and maybe brings him back, and so hopefully, I mean, this is what I'm hoping, that it's him that's Black Panther at the end, or like
And why do
in
you
the
hope it's
movie.
him? Isn't he like a how do you
A
He's a
villain?
villain, technically. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, like a
Well,
misunderstood villain, I guess.
I mean, every good villain has their good guy story too.
He
True.
So
he had a redemption because he saw how T'Challa treated his people and wasn't like his dad
yeah,
right there at the end.
Hmm.
like I feel like that kind of redeemed him at the end. So hopefully, maybe he comes to his senses, and if it's possible, I mean, I have no problem with Shuri becoming um Black Panther either, or Nikita becoming Black
Yeah.
Panther. So I'm excited for it. I know it's gonna tug at like all the heartstrings in that movie. Like, and the fact that we're getting it this year is even better.
It'd be really cool if they tied it into the plot of the movie really well. Like, God, what's the sea guy's name? Namor?
Namor?
Yeah, Namor. Like, what if they don't show Chadwick Boseman's face, right? But we just see like a stunt double in his costume. And like one of the opening scenes is this battle and he dies in the battle. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess that could go either way with audiences, but I hate off-screen deaths for characters, and I know it sucks because Chadwick Boseman died, and you can't really do anything about it. But it's really weird when they say like a big character dies off-screen.
Yeah,
Yeah. It
yeah.
like I said, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for them to have to deal with T'Challa's death
Yeah,
inside of the MCU.
I think it's
But
just a general thing for audiences to kind of feel like something's missing,
yeah,
like a major piece is missing that they didn't get to see. So, but I think at the same time, like I don't know, like when it comes to Marvel and uh how they like how Iron Man died, like it
yeah,
was pretty major. Like, and I don't think they'll do any injustice to the Black Panthers. So
yeah. I mean, so I know we were talking about the new phase announcements. I just want to bring that up really quick. But I know that year where we get Secret Wars and Kang Dynasty, that's gonna be that should be amazing because that's gonna be two Avengers movies in 1 year. Uh
do you
yeah,
think it's
hopefully they
gonna
don't
be
mess that up.
yeah.
do you think it's gonna be like a different set of Avengers, like quote unquote fighting or being like the main cast?
I don't know because I feel like they said this is the multiverse saga, which I
Hmm.
kind of assumed it already was because of everybody being able to travel all over the place. But I don't know because they got the whole secret invasion stuff going on, but at the same time, Kang goes around conquering other worlds and everything. That's kind of his whole deal. So I feel like it should technically be the same group, like
Well, we
how
already,
Endgame was a continuation of Infinity War. I feel like Kang Dynasty should be a continuation of Secret Wars.
I mean, isn't like we already know we would get a new Captain America, right? Like,
Yeah,
so I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious. Plus, I don't know much about King Dynasty, so I have to definitely do my research on that. But I thought about that. I was like, man, are they gonna have Spider-Man? Because in the last Spider-Man, everybody apparently forgot about him now. So Is he
You
gonna
know,
be in the Avengers? Like, and if he is, and I hope he is, he better be. So,
so
um,
one of your favorite shows said that there might be a workaround on the internet. Wanda was in her own hex for the longest time. So when Doctor Strange cast that spell, is what the internet says. Um, she was probably in her own hex, meaning that that spell didn't apply to her. Like she still knows who Peter Parker is and everything else.
oh shit.
So they're saying that they could probably do a spell using her if she gets a good redemption arc, because she didn't die. They didn't show her death when when she fell down those rocks. But
Uh,
they're saying something. Doctor Strange probably has a spell where he can take her memories and make everybody
I
remember in the
love
Avengers
this
who Peter
theory.
Parker is.
I really love this
Okay.
theory. It makes everything that I want to happen. So I'm just gonna stick to it. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, we know at least as far as these new groups go, like Doctor Strange is going to be a pretty big deal with the Avengers.
mhm.
Um, Seems like the new Captain America is going to be a big deal.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was going to be my question. Who do you guys think is going to be the new lineup of Avengers?
Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America, Ant-Man seems like he's going to be a big deal still in this one.
Yeah,
Ant-Man, Wasp. Uh, God,
Huh.
some of these other movies are already things that have happened
I
though.
mean, I'm thinking also Kate Bishop as
Yeah,
Hawkeye.
it's true.
What about
Um,
Captain Marvel?
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
Because
Miss Marvel.
they do have a sub series of Marvels happening. So, but in
Yeah.
like Captain Marvel, she like literally travels between galaxies. So I imagine she might still be powerful, but they all work her on her story a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, what is it? The Marvels movie,
Yeah,
right?
the Marvels.
Yeah, where she's coming back. That's like her
Mm,
sequel. Um,
yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I guess that will probably provide a little more insight if she is going to be involved with the Avengers or not.
the problem with Captain Marvel is they made her way too OG, like right out the gate with her powers. So literally, that's why in Endgame, Thanos has to kick her out of the battle with the Power Stone, because you're like, dang, you can't really have Superman there the whole time, because then people will just ask why didn't they end the battle sooner.
That's
Sure,
uh,
true.
sure.
But I'm
uh,
I'm excited for that Marvels movie too, man.
yeah,
I really enjoyed that Miss Marvel show. I like how they like leaned heavily into her faith, her religion, and her family history and everything. Like I like I feel like I did a really good job with that. That's probably one of my
yeah.
more favorite shows of Phase Four.
I heard it was really good. I'm just selective now. Like I'm not trying to watch 7 Disney Plus shows a year and then 3 movies too. Like I'm really
Yeah.
selective because I'm just getting, I've said it on the show, I'm getting fatigued. I don't want to watch all this stuff all the time now. So, but I did hear
Well,
Miss Marvel was really good.
the
It
question
is
is,
a really good one.
what else are you watching in your time? What else are you watching? Really?
Nothing. I've been doing a lot of reading and studying this year.
I mean,
I
then watch
watch
watch watch
comedies.
watch Miss Marvel then.
Yeah, it's a really good one. Just it's funny. It also has pretty dope fighting scenes. I
Maybe I'll
like
check it
her
out.
whole self-discovery to the powers, like her own powers, like just a beautiful look. And
Yeah.
I don't, I don't want to.
Like I still haven't seen the Eternals because I just got this vibe from the trailer and all the clips that I don't want to watch it.
The Eternals is good too. But yeah,
I love the Eternals, and I just want to say too, when it comes to Miss Marvel, like the fact that they confirmed like mutants, I was like, oh,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm excited to finally see what they're gonna do with the mutants. I can still wait a little while, so hopefully they can do it right. Um, but I'm really excited. Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't. I was a little apprehensive with what they were with what Marvel was gonna be doing after Endgame, because that was such a huge event and a lot of storylines culminating into this final fight. But I feel like they've done a pretty decent job of
Yeah.
picking up the pieces this phase.
And we forgot to mention Fantastic Four. That'll be a big deal with the Avengers.
Yeah, I mentioned it, yeah,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
I didn't say
dude.
that they would be in the Avengers though. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like this Avengers group is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see who they cast for the other members of Fantastic Four.
They said, Chris Evans said he'd come back because he didn't feel like that character got enough justice. Maybe they could do the four in an alternate universe.
Nah,
No,
nobody wants to
Yeah.
no.
see his old ass being Johnny Storm again, dude.
Chris
It'd be
Evans
weird.
has his moment. He had his
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. His Captain America is one of the best characters, anyways. So, yeah.
And
I
I just
mean,
think that Fantastic Four has received some really shitty remakes in the past.
Oh yeah.
So I think Disney needs to like really hit home with that one.
well, I don't know if he's still directing it, but I heard John Watts was going to direct it.
No, he stepped down.
Oh, shoot. What a
I
shame.
think that's why. I think that's why I got pushed back. It's back in. Oh well, I mean it's in
Because
November.
honestly, we've gotten
Or
some of the best Spider-Man action scenes under John Watts.
yeah, but he unfortunately he stepped down.
Yeah.
So they're still looking for a director.
I won't say the CGI was better. That still belongs to Andrew's movies. Those movies look really good for as bad as some of the stories are.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey, there's a bunch of good stuff to be excited about if you're a Marvel fan. Um, but we've probably talked all y'all's heads off about Marvel up to this point. So we're going to bring it back down to a personal level. And Arthur has a question for all of us.
All right. So yeah, this question that I'm posing to you is, what is the funniest thing that you have ever seen in person that's not like a movie or a TV show or anything like that, something that's actually happened to you and that basically ruined you in the best way possible. That's super funny. So I don't know who wants to go first.
Man,
Maybe Leo wants to go first.
Yes.
Okay.
I can go first. I can go first. All right. So so out here in Georgia, we have a grocery store called Kroger's, and it was my like first job that I did after high school. And I had the graveyard shift, and this was like the super Kroger that they just built out in my town. And I got hired for the graveyard shift. So I was like, oh man, this is gonna be really shitty, but whatever. And it's open up 24/7. And my job was to just restock, like basically make sure the shelves, like product was at the front of the shelves in every row. It was just so boring and not fun. And so, plus it was the graveyard shift, there wasn't as many customers, so employees could walk around and do those type of things. And so I work in my aisle, and it's like 3 a.m, and I'm putting cereal boxes up closer to the front. And then this couple walks in, and it's this lady in an all tight black leather, like dominatrix, like outfit with like she has a leash in her hand, and it's a man in a maid outfit on all fours. And he was like, what is happening? And like she was shopping with him. I was like, man, this is some wild things. And I'm 18. I'm like, what the hell am I seeing? Is this real? And people couldn't stop laughing. And so the manager had to get up to everybody and be like, oh nah, like y'all gotta chill. Like if you can't like not laugh around them, you have to go to a different aisle and work. But I thought it was just so fascinating. And I
Yeah,
was
like
like,
that.
man, in
That
middle
couple.
Georgia, like
Yeah. They had to have been like, I guess there's things there's kinks like that are humiliation oriented. So maybe that this couple was doing their humiliation
Oh,
kink,
they were enjoying
but
it.
like they were kind of soft launching it. Like they were like it was like, yo, we're just gonna go to Kroger at 3 a.m. So like there'll be less people out, maybe some people that won't recognize us, stuff like that. So then they're probably getting comfortable with it.
And
But
they
like, yeah,
did, and they even went to the pet food aisle too. And
oh
like
my
she was
god.
performing. It was performance.
Dang.
Sheesh. No, yeah. If I had seen that, I'd been like, wow, you guys enjoy your time. Is there anything I can help you with? I would have tried to have a conversation with them.
So
Man.
yeah, that's my memorable funny moment. It opened my eye. It was a good welcome to the workforce, I guess. So.
Man.
Nice, nice, nice. Jerod, you want to go? You want me to go?
I can go. Yeah.
Okay.
I got a couple things. Like I got something in the career and then something like personally. In the career thing, when I was in the army, um, out there in DC, you're looking. We do these dumb ceremonies. Basically, there's dog and pony shows for people like generals and secretaries to attend for no reason at all. But this one was important because Obama was speaking. Like it was like his farewell to the military on base. And they always tell you if you got to stand somewhere for a long time, don't lock your knees. Literally, there's a guy in formation in the front row during Obama's speech, passes out, like straight up passes out during Obama's speech. Everybody hears the bang on the floor, and Obama just like he just like looks back at the guy that had fallen down and passed out, and then somebody literally had to come drag this guy out of the formation and replace him with somebody else. So that's like one of the funnier things I've seen in my career.
Was
And
that recorded? Do we have is
you
it
know,
possible to get video evidence of this?
the speech is probably recorded. I doubt the soldier falling is recorded, but during Obama's speech, there's probably a part where he looks back, and it's because somebody fell down. Um, and by the way, Obama in person, I was around him like 2 or 3 times. Super skinny dude. Like I don't think I mean, you can tell on TV that he's slim, but like in person, he looks anorexic. Uh, but that's not a bad thing. It's just like when I saw him, I was like, dang, he's really, really thin. I didn't know he was that thin. Um, and then
Oh, Mikey.
yeah, and then in a personal sense, I think things are funny when they happen to you and a bunch of other people. So what's memorable in my mind is like my cousin Jason's bachelor party. There's just it was just like a whole string of things that happened all in one night. Like literally losing the golf club during swings at Top Golf. They're going back and hitting a girl's birthday party or whatever. And I'm hitting balls all over the place. They're bouncing back. And then we're trying to drive to like an IHOP, and you and Dylan are drunk in the back seat uh, from everything at
probably
Top Golf.
probably screaming.
Dude, that and at the same time, there was one point where everybody was like screaming at me or like, you don't know where you're going. And literally I like looked back to yell back at everybody, and I almost hit somebody on a motorcycle. And uh and then we pulled into IHOP. It was like 1:30 in the morning or something like that. And of course, after everybody's done eating, Dole's van doesn't start. So we're literally stuck at the IHOP until like 3 in the morning. uh, so literally, to me, it's just that whole string of events taped into one, like the fun time at Top Golf when I didn't know what I was doing, and literally losing my club and almost hitting people, to getting stuck in an IHOP parking lot until 3 a.m. before the wedding that same day. Uh, so yeah, man.
That was definitely a classic moment. So my funny story. I don't want to use names. I'm sure that you might have heard this story before, Jerod.
Yeah.
And I feel like Leo, you might have been on PlayStation when I mentioned it to Ethan or something one night. So with my story, like I said, it involves people that we all know, um, or at least me and you, Jared. Um, and we're at a friend's house, and we're having a fire or something, and it's late at night,
Oh,
and
okay.
and so we're hanging out, and then we go inside of the house to get, raid the kitchen, get some snacks or whatever, and uh, that friend's dad is asleep on the couch, in the den, and so we're in the kitchen, and the den is right next to the kitchen. And so we're in the kitchen grabbing some stuff. We're trying not to make too much noise because his dad is asleep. And then one of my friends, I don't know what possessed him to do this, but he literally walks up to the friend's sleeping father, bends over in front of his face, and lets out the most nastiest rip of a fart right into his face, right into the guy's dad's face. And then and the dad just so happened to be his uncle. So he rips a stinky one right in front of his uncle's face while he's asleep. And then his uncle wakes up, looks up, and he just says, "Who the hell are you?" And then we couldn't take it. We bust out laughing. We go to the living room that's in the front of the house. And like I'm telling you, for probably about 10, 15 minutes straight, we are laughing our asses off, like probably in the literal sense of the word, like that he could just have the comedic timing to kind of on both parts to not only fart in his face, but then the dad to wake up and just say, "Who the hell are you?" And so I don't know if anything that I've ever seen in my life can beat that moment, but it definitely
Man.
ranks the highest as of right now in my almost 27 years of living. But yeah, those are our stories, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed those. And we're running low on time, so Jared, if you want to start with our ramping down.
That's right, guys. Gonna close it up really quick for y'all. Real quick, closing thoughts. Um, glad to be back. Glad to have Leo here. Excellent guest. Hope you come back on the show, man. And I just hope everybody has a great week. Not too in details this week for my closing thoughts. Just have fun this summer. Enjoy it. Enjoy it while it's still here. And I'll pass to Leo. Oh, and you can find me on Twitter at Jerod Evans.
All right, Leo, some closing thoughts and basically where we can find you online
All right, cool.
if you want to give
So
that information, of course.
okay, I got you. Closing thoughts. Give Agatha a chance, y'all. Give her a
Oh my god.
chance.
Yeah.
um, other than that, I'm off social media pretty much. So till next time. But by next time, I probably will be back on social media. So
All right. All right.
Sweet.
My closing thoughts, of course, it's great to be back doing the show. Thank you guys for watching, listening, however you consume this bit of media that we perfectly curate for you on a weekly basis. Um, and like I say all the time, if you made it to this part of the show, thank you so much. Um, and yeah, just be safe. It's super hot outside. Stay cool. I probably already said that as a closing thought already, but it's still remains the same. It's hot. Um, and yeah, that's it, man. You can find me on Twitter at young without the O underscore ABG. You can find us on Twitter at unheard underscore of pod. That's going to be the same on Instagram, unheard underscore of pod. Facebook, we have a Facebook, unheard of. We here, we own. Where else do we have our roots planted? YouTube. I mean,
Instagram.
obviously, yeah. Did I say that? Our Instagram already?
No, I heard Facebook.
No, it's Instagram. Yeah, man. It's the same as Twitter, unheard underscore of pod. Um, yeah, you can find us if you want to listen to us. You can find us on Spotify. That's about the only place where we are right now. And yeah, thank you guys. We do this for you.
It's true. So again, Leo, thanks for being here, man. Excellent
Yes, thank you,
show.
Leo.
Excellent
For
guest.
having me.
Hey, we'll have you back. And as always, we love you, we hear you, and we hope you hear us here at Unheard of.
Unheard of.